pastoral director for here at Detroit Country Day Middle and Upper School, and it is my thrill to welcome you all and this amazing event to the Seligman Family Performing Arts Center here at Detroit Country Day School. I am a relative newcomer to this event. My wife Teresa became a patient of Dr. Rubin's just a few years ago, and he is absolutely the best. And yes, and finding a doctor when your wife has a vocal injury and they have no idea what you're talking about when you need somebody who's a singer, and then you call his office and they, oh, you need Dr. Rubin, and then you called the right place. When I got about 2/3 of the way through our concert last spring, the sparks went off in the back of my head, and I said, we have got to see if we can bring this to this space. And I hope those of you that have been to this event before will find it an appropriate move for us. I hope that you will enjoy this evening. For those of you that are new, my high school choir is here. You will be hearing from a small group of them later. This is a wonderful space, and it is so appropriate for us to have Dr. Rubin and this World Voice Day event here at Country Day. And my Babel alarm is going off in my head, so I will turn the program over to the most amazing vocal doctor, musician, and man that I have ever met. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Adam Rubin.
They call you Lady Luck, but there is room for doubt. At times you have a very unladylike way of running out. You're on this date with me, the pickings have been lush, and though before this evening is over, you might give me the brush. You might forget your manners. You might refuse to stay. And so the best that I can do is pray. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck if you've ever been a lady to begin with. Oh, luck be a lady tonight. Luck, let a gentleman see how nice a dame you can be. I know the way you treated other guys you've been with. Oh, luck, be a lady with me. A lady doesn't leave her escort. It isn't fair, it isn't nice. A lady doesn't wander all over the room and blow on some other guy's dice. So now let's keep this party polite. Never get out of my sight. Come on, stay with me, baby. I'm the guy that you came in with. Oh, love be a lady tonight. GQ Jazz on top. Doesn't leave her escort. It isn't fair, no, no, it's not nice. A lady doesn't wander all over the room and then blow on some other chump's dice. So now let's this party for life. No, 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 never get out, stay in my sight. Come on now, stick with me, baby. I'm the guy that you came in with. Oh, love you, lady. Love you, lady. Love you, lady. Tonight. Thank you. Good night. Well, hello, everybody. I'm glad you all found parking. And we should carpool, obviously. Welcome to the 2014 Lakeshore Professional Voice Center, St. John's Providence Hospital System World Voice Day Concert Celebration. And before I go any further, how about a big hand for the GQ Jazz Ensemble? This is our 10th concert. Been doing it ever since I've been in practice. And we are thrilled. We keep changing venues to bring the experience to different places. And we are so honored and privileged to be in this magnificent theater. Special thanks to Ronald and Teresa Wheeler for getting us here. And the Detroit Country Day School, obviously. Donated all their services, which is just beautiful. And where's our tech crew? Special thanks to them, because I know I will forget otherwise. Staying late, and they could be watching the Red Wings. Ask it only you, by the way, suckers. Okay, no. I want to, a few other people I want to recognize, okay? First of all, my partner in crime for the last 10 years, the wonderful, fantastic Dr. Christina Jackson-Minaldi, who has saved many voices you will see on this stage. Our practice president, Dr. Daniel Megler. Our new member of our voice team, excuse me, I need help, Jean Skeffington. Of course, everyone from St. John's Providence Health System, and particularly Ms. Tina Viazanco, who always helps me tremendously at these events. And I'm going to thank my mom, because you always thank your mom. And you also should always thank your wife and kids. Right there. That's one of my kids. And my wife, they're right back there with Noah. You'll get to hear them a little later on. Pure nepotism, it's great. And my wife always tends to become a single working mom during this time of year as I become immersed in this show and some other obligations. And obviously, I want to really, a big heartfelt thanks to all the performers you're going to see tonight, who are all volunteering their time and their talent because they are passionate about what they do and particularly their voices. Many of them here that you're going to see perform tonight have had problems with their voices and have recovered their voices and are here to celebrate that. And many of them have had different challenges, and you may hear about those challenges at different points in the evening. I'd like to take this opportunity to oh my gosh, I almost did it. I know I'm going to forget somebody. Take a look at this absolutely beautiful program. I don't know who's been here in years past, but this spectacular, beautiful, playbill-type program even made me look good, and that's a challenge. And that's Miss Judy Olds. Where is she? She volunteered her time, donated the printing, everything. She did that because she came to the concert last year and was so moved by it that she wanted to become part of this event, and she certainly has in a big way. How many of you have been to a World Voice Day concert? Excellent. Anyone been to more than one? Ah, beautiful. Anyone been to all of them? Oh my gosh, besides my family, a few others. So for those of you who don't know, I'm just going to talk briefly, and then we'll get to the fun part. But
World Voice Day was started in Brazil, and it was started in the late 90s to raise awareness of laryngeal cancer. Because the good thing, if you can say a good thing about vocal cord cancer, is that it can present very early because the voice will change. And if that change is not ignored, which it often is, unfortunately, the diagnosis could be made at a very early stage, and it can be treated with the least toxic therapy, and avoidance of chemotherapy and radiation, and you can get good recovery of the voice. And I know there's some people here in the audience who've had spouses that have made them come to me, and feel very fortunate for that. And really, I tell them to thank their spouse every day. The day became an internationally celebrated day with a more general purpose, which was to just raise vocal health awareness in general. Not only can voice changes be the sign of cancer, it can be the sign of other medical problems, neurologic problems, pulmonary problems, rheumatologic problems, and so forth. In addition to that, we all just tend to take our voices for granted. We expect it to be there. We accept a little bit of hoarseness as normal. We can get by. And in most cases, the voice recovers, which is great. But in some cases, it doesn't, and then you go on for months and so forth. And even if you have a benign little polyp or something like that, the longer that is delayed, the diagnosis is delayed, the more likely it is to cause more significant problems, particularly vocal fold scar, which is a dirty word we don't like to hear. And we don't have great treatment for that. So it makes our potential to get the best voice possible back, as close to normal as possible. So it's important to be recognized early. Now, not only can loss of voice affect your quality of life, it can affect your ability to do your hobbies that you like. Maybe you like to sing in church or other religious institution. Maybe you like to read poetry to your kids or your grandkids. And anyone here, and I know there are many of you who have, lost his or her voice for a significant period of time, knows how much that can weigh on your heart and soul. In addition, many of you recognize that, wow, I'm not a singer, but I need my voice at work. Teachers, lawyers, doctors. Really, is there anyone out there who has a job that they don't need some stamina to their voice or some voice quality? Do I have any minds in the audience? No. So not only can it affect your quality of life, it can affect your livelihood. And I have a lot of young teachers who just start out, they haven't had any vocal training, and all of a sudden they're worried they're not going to get through their 20s with their career, and they want to do it for longer than that. One particular job that many who do this job may not recognize how important their voice is broadcasting and sports talk show hosts, things like that. Although obviously they know they need their voice, it's a question of stamina and how much their voice will withstand the challenges that are presented to them, whether it's having a 3-hour-long broadcast sports talk show or doing a play-by-play for the Pistons or so forth. And I think you all know where this is leading up to. I'm really, really honored to have Matt Deary, Detroit's own Matt Deary, although he's from Cleveland, but Detroit's own Matt Deary from 105.1 come to speak to you about his experience. Matt has a incredible show from 12 to 3 on 105.1, which is a new sports station in Detroit. And I'm not just saying this to blow smoke. I listen to a lot of sports radio, although I'm limited at that time because obviously I'm seeing patients, but obviously. And but he by far has the best sports talk show in my opinion. I heard him interview Bill Laimbeer, and I'm telling you, getting stuff out of Bill Laimbeer is, I always hated because I wasn't a betting corp in Detroit, but he is like pulling teeth, and he handled it so well. I also heard an amazing interview with Adrian Dantley. He just has such a good rapport with these athletes and can get them to reveal so much. So anyway, without further ado, Mr. Matt Deary.
He's the best, isn't he? I didn't know the dude could sing. Impressive. Good evening. Thanks for having me. It's an honor to be here tonight to celebrate World Voice Day. I'm here because of two people who really helped save my voice and my career, Dr. Rubin and Dr. Minaldi. I had a goal as a young boy in Cleveland, Ohio, to be on the radio when I was older. I wanted to be Joe Tate, who was the legendary radio play-by-play voice of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now back then, and even until very recently, I didn't understand fully what having a healthy voice really meant. Worked in radio and in broadcasting for over 20 years, and never really received much in the way of training when it came to my actual voice. For the most part, I've been pretty lucky. I've been healthy. I've had the ability to broadcast sports on the radio with very minimal issues, call games at Madison Square Garden, the Palace, and all across the country. My set of pipes has allowed me to fulfill a lifelong dream, and it's been a lot of fun. In the winter, though, of 2012, I noticed that my voice was not up to par. In fact, it was shot. I found myself hoarse, constantly having to clear my throat. I had to turn my headphones way up to deliver my sportscasts every day and to get through my Pistons pre- and post-game shows. I was literally going deaf. Something was wrong. I saw a few doctors and tried every throat spray in the book. I'm sure some of you tried some of those that are brutal. But nothing was helping. Thank goodness that another ENT that Adam knows, Dr. Scapini, told me to visit Dr. Adam Rubin of the Lakeshore Professional Voice Center. I owe him for that. Dr. Rubin, as we all know, his wife and kids know, is a cool guy. He made me feel very comfortable in his office from day one, and he really discovered my problem. I had a polyp on my left vocal cord, a growth that was affecting my voice and putting stress on it each and every day. I freaked out. Could this be something that could end my radio career? This is really all I know. This is what I went to college for. Dr. Rubin presented me with my options, one of which first was rest, which, where'd he go? Sorry, brother, that wasn't happening. I opted to try a vocal therapy first with Dr. Christina Jackson-Minaldi, his awesome partner. I learned a lot from her on how to take care of my voice, change my approach when it came to breathing, which was a little weird to me, and delivering my speech. Unfortunately for me, I was already too far gone. Vocal therapy did not help the growth that was here. It was not getting any smaller, and it was time now for surgery. Dr. Rubin assured me that he would remove the polyp and get me back on track, and that is exactly what he did. Following the surgery, Dr. Minaldi brought me in for more therapy. With her guidance, her amazing bag of tricks, I now know what it really means to take care of my pipes. She's a pit bull. She really is. She pushed me to really take care of my voice through proper breathing, improved posture when I talk into the microphone, although it's a little low tonight. Sorry, Dr. Minaldi. And she even got me to sing a few notes in her office, which will not be happening tonight. But Dr. Rubin and Dr. Minaldi really taught me how to truly value my voice. Here I am nearly a year removed from my surgery and therapy, and I feel great, and I think I sound pretty good. I'm now as Adam alluded to, at Detroit Sports 105.1 FM, hosting my own daily talk show for 3 hours a day from noon to 3. I feel rejuvenated behind the microphone, and I could not have done it without the Lakeshore Professional Voice Center. Thank you, Dr. Rubin, for your steady hand and your friendship. Thank you, Dr. Minaldi, for believing in me, showing me the way to a more healthy career, certainly right here at this microphone. We celebrate World Voice Day tonight, together, all of us. I'm just glad that you all can hear mine loud and clear. Thank you.
Check's in the mail. All right, there's one thing I didn't tell you about this concert for those who have not been here, and I'm not saying this, Abby, before you by any sense of the imagination, but I want you all to know that we don't rehearse this concert through. Some of the pieces you're going to hear today were rehearsed for the very first time on stage tonight. We've gone 10 years without any major catastrophe, but it can happen at any moment. And if it does, I just encourage you to enjoy it, get a giggle, and, well, just go with the flow. Okay, but anyway, I am so excited for this next performer, Abby Isham. Isham, sorry, excuse me. Abby, very exciting, beautiful young lady, incredibly talented, as you can see, came to me before her American Idol callback. And can I tell this? Okay, so she came to me with a polyp on her vocal fold about a week or two before her callback before Hollywood, to see if she would get to Hollywood. And I said, kiddo, we're not touching that. Just find something in your range, rock it out, and go. And she did, and then she got through to Hollywood. And then we had 6 weeks to deal with it, and we did. And she recovered beautifully. Sadly, she didn't make it totally through Hollywood. Lasted a couple of days, which is good. But she assures me it wasn't the result of my surgery, which is good to know. So I am so thrilled she is here to perform. You are going to get a kick out of this. She's wonderful. Abby Isham. Excellent. Actually, it's an educational point. So Abby's case was a bit of a quagmire because For one, when you see a bump on a vocal fold that's not cancer, it's possible, particularly in rock and roll, that they've had that for a while, and it actually gives them some quality to their voice, some raspiness. So it's a judgment call about what to do. And then it's certainly a judgment call about whether to operate 6 weeks before a big audition. And really, I just put that on Abby and said, "Can you win the way you are?" And the answer was no, so we went for it, and it worked out well. Not well enough, but that comes next. So actually, this is our next duo. Olivia Belfi and Lisa Dobbins. They worked together before. Lisa, as you can read in the bio, runs a children's theater that puts their shows on at the Macomb Community College Theater, correct? And I got the opportunity to see her production of Little Mermaid, starring Olivia Belfi. Now, what's interesting about The Little Mermaid for this day? What's interesting is that The Little Mermaid is a great example of how important the voice is. Right? Because she gives up her voice to try to get on land to marry the man that she loves. Yet without the voice, she can't express that to him. She can't tell him. And she almost gets, she almost loses. Fortunately, her father steps in. That's a big deal. Of course. Okay, so anyway, without further ado, Miss Olivia Belfi and Lisa Dobbins.
Limited, just look at me. I'm limited, and just look at you. You could do all I couldn't do, Linda. So now it's up to you.
People come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. And I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. Like a comet long orbit as it passes the sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? Because I knew you. I have been changed for good.
It well may be that we will never meet again in this lifetime. So let me say before we part, so much of me is made from what I learned from you. You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart. And now whatever way our stories end, I know you'll have rewritten mine by being my friend. Like a ship blown from its mooring by a wind of the sea, by a sea drum, by a skybird in a distant wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you,
Because I knew you, been changed for the better. I do believe I have been changed for the better. And because I knew you,
Because I knew you.
because I knew you, I have been changed for good.
Excellent. Beautiful. I love this night, I gotta tell you. It's my favorite night of the year. So. I'm gonna thank a couple people that I forgot to thank. At least one that I'm remembering now, the other I'm forgetting already again. It's the second thing to go with age. Anyway, I'm gonna thank David Newman. Where's David Newman? Is he there? And Court Litigation and Jeremy for videotaping this, donating their services. What they do every year. You know, there are a lot of, the program, we put some ads in there for people who really have contributed a lot to this service, and also the performers where they perform, shows coming up. I encourage you all to look through there and support them if at all possible. So, as we get ready for the wonderful, dazzling Jennifer Jones and the GQ Jazz Ensemble, GQ Jazz Ensemble? I feel like I'm calling the family Von Trapp. Okay, there we go. Ah, there they are. Okay. Well, as we get ready, I'm going to try something a little different this year, and that's always dangerous, you know, but no risk, no reward. And we're going to do a little audience participation, which we've done in the past. We're going to have a sing-along at the end. And usually I've asked questions and to teach a little bit, and the audience will answer as a whole, but I want to give away some prizes. And so I'm going to ask for a volunteer, or I can do a volunteer before the question. It's not that hard, I'll tell you. And if you get this right, you are going to get a 3 DVD collection of seasons 2013 and 2012 of the Lakeshore Professional Voice Center World Voice Day concert. So, this is a hot item. Is there anyone who's willing to take the chance of public humiliation to get these? Come on, let's see a hand. Come on up. Oh no, you can't. You work for me. Or with me, excuse me. Anybody? We got someone? Outstanding. There is here, come here, you can come here. That's okay. There's a mic there. Come here, try. Try. Now, there are no answers written up here, so this is purely from her brain. Okay. First of all, thank you all for coming here instead of watching the Red Wings. I hope you have your, DVR sets. But the next morning after a Red Wings game, you wake up and you're quite hoarse. And what would the best thing to be? And I'm going to give you multiple choice here, okay? So it's not too difficult, okay? 1, take advantage of the situation and try to sing like Janis Joplin. 2, avoid drinking water at all costs. 3, scream and scream until your voice comes back. 4, grab a pack of Camels and start smoking. 5, rest your voice and stay well hydrated. Now think, I don't want to rush you on this, okay? What do you think? Can you say it for the mic?
the last option.
Absolutely, absolutely. And here you go. Enjoy them. I hope I didn't mix my family videos up with that, but you'll enjoy those too. Yes, absolutely. So, a lot of times we go to an environment that's not conducive for our voices. Maybe it's just a loud wedding or something. You're talking about you come out, you're hoarse. So, the smart thing to do is just rest the voice. And if you can rest the voice for a couple days and it comes back to normal, you're all set, no problems, okay? Normal, not acceptable. It will get better. You want it to go back to normal. So in any case, great job. I've got some more contest prizes coming for some more things. So build up your confidence and bravery because some might involve singing. Okay, so without further ado, this is Jennifer Jones and the GQ Jazz Ensemble.
Thank you. And special thanks to Dr. Rubin and Dr. Rinaldo 4 years ago. They gave me my voice back. So thanks again, Docs. Don't get around much anymore. Thought I visited clown, got as far as the door. They'd asked me about you. Don't get around much anymore. Darling, I guess my mind's more at ease, but nevertheless, what's stir up memories, better than on days. Might have gone to what for? It's awfully different without you. Don't get around much anymore.
All right, Jennifer has been a regular at Voice Day since that fateful day 4 years ago, which is great. And a little bit on Gary Greenfelder, this is his DQ Jazz Ensemble. As you see from the program, he also has a big band. It's hard to find a good big band these days, and they are phenomenal, and they play at Club 54 the first third Thursday of every month. Every now and then they let me sing with them, and it's a blast. It's a blast. Okay. So let's see what we got coming up next. Okay, before the next piece, I want to do another contest. Okay, now this one's going to require a little more bravery. And it does not matter if you sing well. It doesn't matter at all. But the prize, the stakes have risen, because for the prize, I'm going to offer a copy of my new book, which is called The Vocal Pitch Stop. It is a survival guide for the serious and not so serious voice user. It has some amazing contributions from Dr. Christina Jackson Minaldi, and we're really excited about this. And so if you want this, I am going to give the question first, because basically I'm going to recite a line of a popular tune. And if you can come up with the next line in some sort of singing voice, in that microphone right there, you get this book. Okay? Is anyone going to be willing to play this game? Or is it going to crash and burn like there's no tomorrow? I don't know. All right, let me see. I got to... All right. This one might want to go... Well, this is a popular tune right now. Okay. Raise your hand. First one, raise your hand. We'll get to come up. Okay? It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space with the air, like, I don't care, baby, by the way. Because. Who's got it? Come on up. Did someone raise their hand there? Someone have that? No? Really? No one has that? Come on up. All right, stand up. Come on down. Take your time. We got all of it. Right there. Yeah. That mic. Can we turn that mic on? I'll give you the because, and you can jump in. Okay?
All right.
Ready? Make sure it's working first. What's your name?
Jordy.
Hi, Jordy. All right. Have we ever met, Jordy?
No.
Never. You know to see the answers to this, right? All right, great.
Yeah.
Ready? Because
I'm happy.
clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along if you know what happiness is to you.
Because I'm happy.
Clap along. Don't worry, there are more opportunities for you all out there, so that was great. Fantastic. Okay, well, you're about to see another amazing talent, Miss Emmanuelle Baker, who's got a beautiful mezzo-soprano voice. She is operatically trained but sings all genres of music, and she came all the way back from Chicago, and we are thrilled to have her with us tonight with our amazing accompanist, Jennifer Gale, who we've been so fortunate to have for the last few years. Jennifer, you around? Hope so. I think she took off. Ah, there she is. Oh, okay. Great. Good time, because we got Rock and Rob Fishman and his band here, but that gives me, while they're setting up, it gives me time for another little contest, which is great. Oh, but I forgot to thank another person I keep thinking of tonight. This guy right here, he shaved his head to look just like me.
Yes! I'm hairless.
Mr. Michael Hayes, he's always here in the background taking great pictures and doing our brochure at the last possible second. He's fantastic. So, in any case, we're going to give away, this is for another three DVD collection. These things cannot stay on the shelf, by the way. This is just, you can't. You got too much stuff on the shelf. All right, who's up for it? Who wants it? This one I need a volunteer in advance. There's no, we got somebody? Anybody? Come on. Over here. Come on down. Well, let's bring a mic. Can we bring a mic? Mike, can you bring the mic?
Yeah.
We'll come to you.
Oh, there's a mic. Is there a mic over
Never mind, these guys are good here. Yeah, we got a mic right there.
Yeah,
That's fantastic. What's your name, sir?
Grant Anderson.
Have we ever met before?
No.
Have you seen the answers to these questions that I'm holding in my hand?
No.
All right, good. Then you can play. All right. Well, this one, all right, let's see here. The vocal folds, otherwise called the chords, we call them the folds now, have to do two things to produce sound. I'm going to give you multiple choice here, so listen carefully, okay? 1, stand up and fall down. 2, dance the Macarena and the tango. 3, open as widely as they can and stay as stiff as possible. 4, close together and vibrate. Take your time. Just hurry up.
Close together and vibrate.
Fantastic! That's it.
And without further ado, Dr. Rubin.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. Welcome to the greatest show on earth. This year I decided to get on my electric guitar and do something electric instead of acoustic. It's a J.J. Cale song made famous by Leonard Skinner probably 40 years ago. But it's on the new John Mayer album, and those of you who know me know that I'm a John Mayer slappy. Just to quickly introduce the band, Mr. Bill Shaw on the drums. I played with Bill in the band. We're a basement band. We're not good enough to be a garage band, so we're in the basement. Dr. Eric Sargent, neuro-otologist extraordinaire. Dr. Matt Grizzly Blair, one of our incoming chief residents. Melissa, who you will have the pleasure of hearing a little bit, do her own thing. She's going to sing backup, and we're going to do J.J. Cale's Call Me Breeze. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Down the road.
an amazing sinus surgeon, sinus specialist as well. And he is a tradition at the World Voice Day concert, performing every year. It's really fantastic. Okay, well, this next, I don't know if you guys know this, but there was this movie called Frozen that came out, and this song. It's called Let It Go. And Idina Menzel sang it, and John Travolta butchered her name, and I was really great to say her name because I thought I was going to do the same thing. And anyway, we have someone brave enough to sing it tonight, and she's phenomenal, and she is our new voice pathologist at the Lakeshore Professional Voice Center. Miss Jean Skeffington, who has a tremendous background that you can read about. I recruited her all the way from the East Coast, my stomping ground. And we are thrilled to have her here and have her participate in her first World Voice Day concert celebration with Lakeshore.
Thank you. And before we begin, may I just say a quick thank you to Dr. Rubin and Dr. Megler and Dr. Christina Jasminaldi for including me in their team and the delightful opportunity to work with so many wonderful patients. I moved here from Connecticut and thoroughly loving Michigan, snow and all, so I thought the Snow Queen was the way to go. Also, just want you to know, Dr. Rubin, that earlier this evening during rehearsal time, I had a chance to speak with a young lady, and I was telling her what a lovely job she did in rehearsal, and she said, "Oh, are you a patient of Dr. Rubin?" I said, "Not yet." Maybe if I'm lucky. Let
That's great. Wow, great job. Piece of cake song, but still, and a very appropriate choice for your move to Michigan, I think, all in all. Well, I'll tell you something, a lot of people have been very kind, have had kind words for me, and I really appreciate that, but I just, I'm not always perfect. My wife will argue that I am, but I'm not always, and I just want to tell you a story related to Frozen, in that I went to a four-letter university that rhymes with pale and starts with a Y, and I was there with a lot of people who are very big right now in Hollywood, and I was in a singing group, a singing group, and we would audition people. They would come, they would rush. It was almost like fraternities, although when I told my new brother-in-law that, he laughed in my face. But we would rush, and this one young man rushed us. His name was Chris Beck. And I actually will say I liked him, and I wanted, but somehow our group did not see fit for him to be in our circle. And yeah, he actually did the score for Frozen and numerous other big-time Hollywood animated movies and so forth. And if we had taken him, I might not be here right now. Anyway, let us move on. Well, I am very excited to have a treat from Detroit Country Day perform for us. This is one of Ron Wheeler's, I expect, many groups, correct? And please give them a warm welcome.
Just a quick introduction while we get ourselves situated like we were in class today. Remember the X is the center. Base. This group is called Bella Voce. This is an auditioned choir from our large 50-voice concert choir here at the upper school. It is one of 5 or 6 choirs that I direct. I teach choir grades 6 through 12 here at Country Day. I cross the parking lot 2 or 3 times a day. It's good exercise. This is a piece of music that we are working on toward our performance at Celebrate the Arts this weekend, which, if I may pitch that very quickly, it's the largest student event here at Country Day. Every student is represented in one way or the other, fine, visual, performing arts. It's Sunday from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock here on the upper school campus. So we are working on this for that, as well as our own spring concert, which features choirs grades 4 through 12. And it's May 16th here as well. This particular piece is called Demon Irrepit Calidus.
phenomenal. And another round of applause. That was just great. And you should all feel very lucky because you are in the hands of someone who is going to preserve your voice through this tenuous time of development and take good care of you. Actually, two things. Choir singing is very difficult on the voice. It really is. It's hard to hear yourself. You tend to sing louder. You may get put in sections, which is really not your voice type because you have a strong voice. And the other element that's very difficult on the voice is choir conducting because they're talking over a loud, raucous crew and singing different parts and so forth. So two very challenging things. So moving right along, that was quick. Good. She's like, this is going too long. Let's move it, Dr. Okay. Melissa Paczakowski, who is an immense talent that we are blessed to have to have her at Lakeshore working with us. She's great with people and she's got an amazing voice and enjoy it.
She was precious like a flower. She grew wild, wild, but innocent. A perfect pair in a desperate hour. She was everything beautiful and different. Stupid boy. You can't fence that in, boy. It's like holding back the wind. She laid her heart so right in your hands. You stole her every dream, you crushed her plans. She never even knew she had a choice. That's what happens when the only voice she hears is tell the night she can't. You stupid boy. Stupid boy. So what made you think you could take a life and just push it around? I guess to build yourself up so high, you had to take her and break her down. She laid her heart so right in your hands. You stole her every dream, you crushed her plans. She never even knew she had a choice. That's what happens when the only voice she hears is telling her that she can't. You stupid boy. Oh, you always had to be right, but now you lost the only thing that ever made you feel alive. And she laid her heart so right in your hands. And you stole her every dream and you crushed her plans. She never even knew she had a choice. That's what happens when the only voice she hears is telling her that she can't. You stupid boy. She's the same old stupid boy. What made you think you could take a life? When she did, she was long gone, long gone.
Melissa, I was just curious, maybe you could share with everyone who exactly you were singing that song to? No, I'm just kidding. You can tell me later. It's cool. Are we having fun yet? Again, it just keeps coming. Another amazing talent, Anita Newby, accompanied by James Newby on piano. This is an amazing singer. I am thrilled. Anita called me every year before last year around voice time, but it was always be after I overfilled up the program and she finally, we finally remembered last year and got her, and there's no turning back now. But before we go any further, we do need to have another contest. So this is going to be the singing one again, okay? And let's see which one we'll do here. I think this will be for the young crowd again. Hopefully they're still around, okay? Here it is. If you know, come on down and, you know, fill in the next lines. Well, you can tell everybody. Yeah, you can tell everybody. Go ahead and tell everybody. Who's got it? Come on. Wait, it's the same. No, wait, you can't be the same. Is it the same one? Okay, I can't see it. Come on now. I'll give you one line to lead it, okay? All right. Yeah, you can tell everybody. Take it.
I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man.
Nice go!
Yeah.
Want to go on? A little more?
All right.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. All right, you got it.
Well, good, you win the book. Anyway. Good job. All right.
The stage is yours, Miss Gill.
I must say that I'm extremely happy to be here today because earlier this year I was not sure if I would be able to sing tonight. I had some issues with my voice again. I had a vocal cord hemorrhage and I was on voice rest, which is awful if you ever not had to do that. But I'm so happy that my voice is about 87.5% better. So we're still working on it, but I'm excited to be here. Thank you. Starts you asking a daisy what to do, what to do. Have you ever felt a gentle touch and then a kiss and then find it's only your imagination again? Oh wow, imagination is silly. You go around willy-nilly. As for example, I go around
87.5%. Who wants to be around when we had 90, 95? That was incredible. And the piano playing was 130%. What was that? That was just phenomenal. So, we have a newcomer, another newcomer here to the World Voice Day concert, Mr. Ben Liston. If you've met him, I hope it's socially, because he is the Chief Assistant Prosecuting Attorney in Macomb County. And he has two challenging jobs vocally, obviously, being that, as well as an amazing singer. And he plays in all kinds of bands. And actually, I came to him because his maybe boss, I don't know how to put it, but the Chief Prosecuting Attorney, Eric Smith. Do you all know Eric Smith? And if you were at the first World Voice Day concert, he was our first speaker. And he is the guy who put away Stephen Grant. We won't go into that. We all remember who he is. But I had to delay that trial because he had a vocal injury, and we had to get him into shape and surgery. This is not a HIPAA violation. He spoke about it. And to get him so he could put that maniac away. And so another great blessing from that is that I got to meet Mr. Liston, who is here, and to rock you out. It's great.
How good was that last singer? Wow. How do I follow on that? Thank you, Dr. Rubin. I came to Dr. Rubin after singing in the band for 30 years. Sang the voice out, apparently. It had scar tissue. I could barely sing a note. I thought it was done. But I came to the expert. Thank you so much.
Okay, moving on. That was great, Ben. I love it. It's fun, huh? Hear all the different styles of music. You get a little bit of everything here tonight. So now I'm excited to bring on our wonderful hosts of this evening event, Ronald and Teresa Wheeler.
Weiler.
Weiler. You say Wheeler, I say Weiler. That's, I'm Dr. Rubin. Nice to meet you. No, okay. I already forgot how to say the name, believe it or not. All right, let's get into that. I got this bit of scotch underneath here. And just kidding. Okay, anyway, that was a joke, everybody, particularly in high school. Well, anyway, in any case, we are here to hear something from Susical, which they are producing, correct?
Yes.
Susical Junior. It is in your, it's in your flyer, so try to come to it. I'm sure it's going to be absolutely amazing. Here we are with a little teaser.
The production that we're doing, we're not going to be starring in it. This is for the students lower and middle school. I just wanted to say something really, really quick. Last year, Ron spoke, and this year I'm going to speak. What inspired me hearing this concert last year was how many voices we heard. Voices that sing opera, and voices that sing pop, and voices that sing gospel. And also hearing what everybody does. People who teach, people who heal, people who protect us. All of these are voices, and they're voices from a very specific part of this country. I'm not from here, but I came here. I came to the Detroit area at a trying time, and I've been so inspired by living here and being an artist and a teacher here. What Detroit needs now is voices. We need voices, and any one of these voices that you hear tonight could have been silenced. But we've all been saved, and we've all taken our voices out into the community. And I hope that we all can keep doing that. Protect we know our health is secure, is cared for, and now our artistry and our teaching and our love for our community can go out. We can take our voices out and help save this city and help save this part of the country. And so thank you to Dr. Rubin, and I'm very privileged to be here among you. And so, in this little scene that we're going to do from Susical, I am going to be playing Gertrude McFuzz, who is an awkward girl bird who has grown a very special and very beautiful tail just to impress Horton, who takes no notice of her.
And I'm Horton the elephant. And this bird took this clover and put it somewhere inside this clover patch that's 100 miles wide. But I'll find it. I'll find it or bust. I'll find my dear friends on their little speck of dust. I'll search each clover with the greatest of care. And I'll listen and I'll call. Are you there? Are you there?
It's taken all my courage to approach you, not to mention all my stamina to follow you across the hills and desert. But I feel as if I'm ready to confess to you the feelings that I've hidden with great diligence and labor. Behind the facade of your odd little next door neighbor. My eyes are too small, I have very large feet, and I'm not very proud of my pitiful tweet. But now I've got a tail that is something to see.
102, 103.
Oh, notice me, Horton, feather by feather. This is your next door neighbor calling. Notice me, Horton, working together, we could be great. Oh, notice me, Horton, put down the clover. This is your next door neighbor calling. There's a new leaf, your neighbor's turned over.
Over and over, clover by clover.
I was just a no one,
Only yesterday,
you showed up and showed
not give up hope. I was hooked from the start when I noticed your kind and your powerful heart. Some notice me, Morton.
The world will be something new.
Notice me, Morton.
If they notice a thing or two.
Notice me, Morton. The way I notice you.
That was lovely. And Teresa, that was beautifully put. And I just want to add on to that, what Teresa said, and I think she was implying this too, is, you know, the concert tonight, you're hearing just amazing voices, talented singers, and but those are not the only people with voices. The intention of this isn't to let you believe that we only, you know, the only thing that's important are these incredible singing voices. Everybody has a voice, and everybody's voice can be useful. And is important to that individual and to the community and to Detroit. So it was beautifully put, Teresa. I'm glad you said that. So on that note, I bring up an immensely talented. Oh wait, am I wrong? No, yes, she is immensely talented. But I was about to say coloratura soprano, and she's not a coloratura soprano. I read this wrong. It's all falling apart. All right, Miss Gwendolyn Boyd. Miss Boyd is an immense talent with a voice that will impact you and make you feel, I promise you that. She's inspirational, and she's been with us for a long time, right? And performed in many, many concerts. She gave us a scare last year, but she is back, and we are thrilled to have her.
There are some things I may not know. There are some things that I sure can't know. But this one thing I surely know. That God is real, I can feel Him in my soul. Yes, God is real, He's real in my soul. Yes, God is real, oh, He has washed and made me whole. His love for me is just like pure gold. Yes, God is real, for I can feel Him in my soul. Yes, God is real, 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 real in my soul. Yes, God is real, for He has washed and made me whole. His love for me is just like pure gold. Yes, God is real, for I can feel. Yes, God is real, I can feel. Yes, God is real, for I can feel Him in my
Well, if you didn't believe before, I'm sure you believe now. That was just phenomenal. Okay, well, we got a few more gifts to give away as we have our immensely talented coloratura soprano join us on stage, Miss Ashley Newman. Let's see what we're going to do here. I think we're going to go with the disc collection. And do I have a volunteer? I need a volunteer. for the multiple choice question. Oh, we got a volunteer. Outstanding. Oh no, he ran out the door. Come on, I need one more volunteer. One more. I promise you it will not be a trick question. We got somebody? Come on down. All right, don't trip. Take your time. All right. Now listen very carefully, okay? This is a tough one. All of the following are good for a healthy voice except 1, getting vocal training. B, using good breath support. 3, using amplification. 4, staying well hydrated. 5, talking over really loud background noise. Take your time, think it over.
Wow,
3, DVD collection. I'm just telling you, this is what's at stake.
I think the last one.
Fantastic. Let's hear it. Oh wait, don't go. Oh, you're coming over here. Good. Excellent. Thanks for playing. All right. We are thrilled to have Ashley back in town. She is wonderful, and she left to get a little more training and to start a professional opera career, and you're going to enjoy this. Ashley Newman. All right. How we doing? Holding up okay? We're in the home stretch, my friends, home stretch. And, but I need to take a few minutes to introduce this next performer, who many of you know if you've been here before. You also may have come across her blog or her beautiful book that she's written, which you can, her Lipstick Journey Through Cancer, which you can see advertised here. It is a beautiful, beautiful read. Anna Warner came to me what was it? 2008. And she came to me talking like this. She had no voice. Well, a whisper almost. And that was because her vocal cords were paralyzed. Both of them were paralyzed. And what's interesting is when both the vocal folds are paralyzed, typically most people have trouble breathing because they're paralyzed close together. The most important thing the vocal folds do is open to let air into the lungs. And typically when the vocal folds are, both of them are paralyzed, they're close together and people can talk okay, but they have trouble breathing and sometimes get a tracheostomy or additional surgery. So she had an aggressive thyroid cancer. Typically thyroid cancer is not that aggressive, but she had an aggressive one that had invaded one of the nerves to the vocal folds. And during the surgery, unfortunately, the surgeon cut one of the other nerve. And those nerves are always at risk during thyroid surgery because of the nature where they run in the neck. So I came to find out that she was, I'm not sure if the initial visit or thereafter, that she had been a professional singer and actually gotten cast as the lead in a touring production of Miss Saigon. She had left that career to start a family, but she was working as a pharmaceutical rep and still obviously needed her voice. What's interesting is she had a lot on her mind at that time, obviously. Her life, dealing with the cancer, and I don't want to put words in her mouth, but what I think weighed most heavily on her, or at least a close second, was her voice, her loss of voice. And she worked, I can't take any credit for this, she worked diligently with Dr. Jackson Minaldi, and fortunately, actually, one of the vocal folds regained function. And she sang at her first World Voice Day concert with one paralyzed vocal fold. I hope I don't get the timing wrong here, and I'm sorry if I do. The tumor came back, to make a long story short, and long story longer, and she had other additional treatment, including radiation therapy and additional surgery. And from that, the mobile vocal fold, the vocal fold that was moving, became paralyzed again. And this time, she presented like most people do with trouble breathing. And her voice was not strong, but her speaking voice was much stronger than it had been when they were paralyzed like this, obviously. And much to my constant concern and worry, we followed her closely. We did not give her an airway like a trach because she desperately did not want that, and we watched. And her second Voice Day concert that she performed with two paralyzed vocal folds, and was incredibly moving and wonderful. And then, fortunately, I think she had another surgery after that because the tumor had recurred on the mobile side, and that nerve ended up recovering, and she is left with one paralyzed vocal fold and a darn beautiful voice. And here she is, Miss Anna Warren.
Yesterday goodbye. The sweetness and the sorrow. We did what we had to do, but I don't regret what I did for love, what I did for I won't
starts tomorrow. Wish me luck the same to you. Won't forget, can't regret what I did for love. What I did for love. What I did for love.
Take the sleeve of the person next to you. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. And you know, you might say, how does someone get a voice like that when one of the vocal folds isn't working? Because you have to get the vocal folds closed, right, to produce a voice. And many times people with paralyzed vocal fold, they have a breathy voice. They can't produce lots. They lose a lot of air. Sometimes we have to do surgery, and sometimes miracles happen, and the vocal fold becomes in a favorable position and with a lot of work, and you can see her doing it up there, compensating with a lot of extra breath support. And maximizing everything she can do, feeling those vibrations in her face. You hear all those beautiful overtones ringing, and just those are the tools that a good voice pathologist will teach their patient and get them to maximize those aspects to compensate for the root of the problem. I will just take a moment to say that there have been so many kind words said about me, which has really been touching. But most importantly, I feel very privileged to do what I do and to take care of so many beautiful voices, whether they're singers or not. And it's something I've always been very passionate about and knew I wanted to do when I went into medical school. And I just, every night, particularly on this night, I feel very blessed to have this opportunity. Despite that, I'm still going to perform tonight with Jim Acori. Jim Acori is a wonderful person, quite a personality. He was a professional singer for a while. He's now primarily an entrepreneur, but I know where his real passion is. And we are going to perform this old Jules Stein and Sondheim tune from Gypsy, little jazzy version. He was very kind enough to send me the words last night at about 10:30 p.m. And we learned it today. So hope it goes well. Enjoy it.
I ain't coming out. I ain't coming.
Why ain't coming?
I'm not coming.
Oh, come on. Wherever
This
we
is
go.
all right.
But I'm going over here.
You're looking at the wrong side, Pally. This is all wrong.
Oh, there he is. I forgot you always come stage left.
This is all wrong.
Why is that?
What kind of book is this? Look at this. Do you see this picture of me? I look like I'm on the other side of a fishing pole.
Ah, very nice, very nice.
Thank you.
I just want to thank you for making me look so good.
Well, you always do. Good.
All right, thank you.
Well, like in this picture here of you up front. Do you guys see that picture of Dr. Rubin?
I don't know where
Right
this is
there?
going, by the way.
I don't know what page it is. There's no page numbers on here. Look at, now I know what funeral home I'm going to use when I pass.
Now listen,
Do you see that?
I just have to say one thing right now. Right now.
Say it.
Judy Olds, who designed this program, called me and said, oh my gosh, I left the page numbers off, they're going with the printer's fixing. I told them, and she got it all correct that she noticed it, and then the printer sent her the old version. So I just want to make a note of that, because I know she's out there cringing, and we love you, Judy, and this program is beautiful.
You did a great job at Dr. Rubin's direction. You did a great job. It's really nice. But if you notice, Dr. Rubin's like the head of every song that comes out.
You know, that is so unfair, because...
Look at this. Adam Rubin vocals. Jim Acuri.
Jim Acuri insisted that we do a song together. So to speak.
And I insisted to be last.
Exactly. Oh, well.
We're watching the Red Wings right now.
That's right. You can be singing at the Red Wings. You know what would be great is if we actually start this song. I would love that.
Yeah, I think I'll use this microphone.
Really? Does that make it sound
I do.
good? I don't think it makes it
But,
good.
no, seriously, you should get into the funeral home business. You're pretty good at the front. Just a little levity. Great
And
job.
not much brevity.
No, not at all. I don't know what that meant.
All right.
All right, Maestro, hit it. That means go ahead.
It's all you, mister, all right?
I'm gonna leave this up here.
It's fine.
Give
I'm taking this kids on a run.
Wherever we go, whatever we do, we're gonna go through it together.
Well, we may not go far, but sure as the star, wherever we are, it's together.
Wherever I go, I know he goes.
Wherever I go, he goes.
Alright,
No fights, no fights, no fuse, no he goes.
amigos, together, through thick and through thin.
All out or all in.
And whether it's wind, plates, or show, with you for me,
And me for you,
we'll
follow through whatever we do together.
wherever we go. That was
Very
good.
nice. I think we should let the band
Try
try.
to open your mouth a little bit more at the end.
Where'd you learn that?
I don't know, I had this big scope down my throat about 5 years ago.
Not big enough,
Took a
huh?
bunch of pictures exactly. I got them all over my wall.
Figures.
When I feel a pain,
And I feel a pain.
why will take Novocaine, but together
I'll prescribe
we
yours.
should. And I put this
And my stocks should fail.
we'll all go to jail, but together. Hold on, boys. I can get a solo here tonight, finally. As friends, we may share life's greatest chances. The setbacks as well as the advances. Your turn, Doc.
But will we share each other's romances?
I left all my phone numbers to Hugh Hefner before I got married, so unless Beck, where's Beck?
Okay,
Oh.
now.
Call me later.
Finances.
If you can afford my life, you can have it.
Ah, excellent.
Together,
When trouble appears, we'll face all the fears. Like Batman and Robin will go.
you sing this great, and I
And
tell.
next year, folks, we say farewell
Together,
wherever, together, wherever we go. You know, you sounded half decent on that. The other half.
a little bit. The other half is pretty.
Yeah, go right.
Thank you, everybody. On a serious note, this man's an act right. He's done so much for everybody that I've come into contact with to meet. He's a very humble man. And I thank you for all you've done for me, and just putting up with me is good enough, so.
Good luck.
So thank you, and what a great job you did tonight. Thank you, everybody. For
Give it for him. Phenomenal. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who have been here before, I kept the show under 2 hours, and that's a big thing for me. We started late, remember, a little late. But in any case, we are at our ultimate number, and I do have one more book to give away, so hang on. This song, hello. This song, thank you. By the way, despite that, phenomenal job by the tech crew tonight. Phenomenal. All right, this song spans some generations, so hopefully we can get some, more mature people involved. But if we can't, it's okay. But here it is: hands, touching hands, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Lynn Feinberg, come on up. And I'll tell you, she has performed at this day before. This is Miss Lynn Feinberg. Would you like the intro?
What am I doing?
Hands, you gotta come up with the next line. Touching hands, reaching out, touching me, touching you.
Sweet
Everybody.
times never felt so good.
So good, so good, so good.
I knew I'd catch you out there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have gotten through this concert without much going wrong. That may soon change. No, I'm just kidding. This next number is for audience participation, okay? This is a great song. It's on the radio, performed by Philip Phillips, and it's called Gone, Gone, Gone. And there is a chorus that we need all of your voices for. And we're going to split the group in half and see who does better. So the chorus basically goes, for you, for you. So this half is going to take, do we have more sopranos over here? Okay, this half is going to, oh wait, the choir is all over on this side. You guys are in a lot of trouble. No, so you're going to really have to come up strong. For you, for you. It is all in your program on this page, right here. Sorry, Judy, I couldn't resist. Come on. That's right after the program, okay, are the words. And I tried to give everyone a lot of people lines in this. I would like to invite up two young stars, Mr. Noah Rubin and Ms. Whitney Rubin and Ms. Nina Cascardo. Come on. And we are about to rock out. And I'm pulling out the fiddle. I need the rest of the, let's have a big hand for all the performers tonight. And let's have them all sing. Oh my gosh, we've got Glenn Gardner over there on his harmonica. That is a great surprise. All right, need all the performers up? Are you guys ready? Are you all ready in the parts and stuff like that? Everyone's good? I don't want to see any lips not moving. Okay? All right? Let's do it. When life leaves you high and dry, I'll be at your door tonight. If you need help, I'll shut down the city lights, light sheet up big and bright to make you well, to make you well.
When enemy is at your door, carry you away from more. If you need help, your hope dangling by a string of sharing your suffering to make you well, to make you well.
Long after you go, come on! For you, you will never stay alone. Not long after you're gone, and long after you're gone, gone, gone.
drum, baby, don't stop beating. Like a drum, baby, don't stop beating. Like a drum, my heart never stops. For you, baby, I'm not moving on, I'm moving on, yeah. I will never sleep alone, moving on, every gone. Let me hear you. Don't stop me. Let's keep this one going. Keep it going. Baby, don't stop me. I want to hear it. Let's hear it. Use your voices. Keep going. Keep going. Thank you all for coming tonight. This has been a phenomenal show. Let's hope the Red Wings won or are winning. Remember what you heard tonight. Remember the stories. Remember to not take your voice for granted. Thank you all so much. They go on before it's on stage. And I'm going to say